I'll repeat the question. Isn't it true that Roy Meacham is not the first man you've accused of attacking you?
I don't understand.
Objection, Your Honor. It has already been established that Abigail Bloom was harassed by a homeless person when she first came to Springfield.
Your Honor, that's not the man I'm talking about.
Then what are we talking about? I'm sorry, Your Honor, but Mr. Warren is trying to distract us from this case that is being tried right here and right now.
On the contrary, Your Honor, this addresses the credibility of the victim.
Abigail Bloom's credibility is not at issue. And if Mr. Warren can find even one person to question her character, I can counter with 50 people who would testify as to the strength of her character. Now, Mr. Warren is trying to distract this jury with questions that are irrelevant.
I'll need to hear more before I can determine if the questions are relevant. But I'm warning you, Mr. Warren, if you don't come up with something more concrete, I will stop this line of questioning.
I assure you I will, Your Honor. Now, Miss Bloom, do you know Craig Johnson?
I'm sorry, who?
Craig Johnson.
No.
Well, Mr. Johnson knows you. In fact, your false accusations almost ruined Mr. Johnson's life.
Objection, Your Honor. He's harassing the witness with a story that, for all we know, is fabricated.
As you will see, there is nothing fabricated about the facts I will present.
Order. Mr. Marler, Mr. Warren, approach, please.
Recess.
What?
I think it's time for you to relax, sit down, take your vitamins, and stop pushing furniture around.
Just fussing with flowers, that's all.
I saw you move the coffee table, Vanessa.
Telekinesis.
Yeah, well, kinesis yourself on over to the couch and sit down and relax. You're overdoing it. Huh? Is this a hint?
Yeah. I want you to go. I want you to go to the office. I don't want you to be late for that meeting, okay?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, what?
You've been trying to get rid of me all morning. If I didn't know better, I think you'd have a guy coming over here when I leave.
You're very silly.
Caught in the act?
Matt.
Don't you dare move. I'm gonna find out who this is calling on my wife.
Matt!
Hey.
Hey!
How you doing, man? Hey, Vanessa.
Oh, there you are.
Hi, Ellen.
Well, when I saw your room was empty, I wasn't for sure after our fight
Well,
last
we
night
both said things that we didn't mean, didn't we?
Well, still, I wasn't sure you would be here.
Well,
anyway.
I am right here. I'm right in front of you. How about a kiss hello, handsome? How about you kisses hello? You know, last night was pretty awful, wasn't it?
I'll agree with you there.
Reva and Cassie finding out their sisters before we had a chance to tell them. And them taking Tammy to boot. I mean, we were pretty upset. We had every right to be, and I was a little angry at you because of the way you were acting.
Well, I didn't mean to come down
Well, you don't
so
have to
hard on
apologize
Annie,
because I
but-
thought of a way you can make it up to me. I mean, we lost the battle, but it ain't over yet. In the eyes of the law, you still have temporary custody of Tammy. Isn't that right?
I suppose so, yes.
Well, you don't just suppose. It's true, right?
What's your point, Annie?
I don't want to give Tammy up.
You don't what?
I want to stay right here with you and raise that little girl like our own. I really, really want her.
Your Honor, in my opinion, this is an attempt to deceive the jury. If Mr. Warren has anything significant, could he please call a witness and spare us the hyperbole? Now, whatever he's been getting at has nothing to do with this case.
What I'm getting at, Mr. Marler, speaks directly to the heart of the case. And if you'll give me a few minutes, Your Honor, I'll prove that.
I'll allow it, on the condition you don't stray off the point.
Thank you. Excuse me, I have an important message for Her Honor.
Do not play with this woman's life to get back at me. I'm warning you.
You're warning me.
You heard me.
And what do you intend to do, Counselor? Don't make any threats you can't back up.
Look, Abigail Bloom was assaulted and almost killed.
Sure, but a verdict is all a matter of perspective.
No, it's a matter of conscience. What I'd like to know, where's yours?
Well, I guess I must have lost it along with my birthright.
I'm not gonna...
Ready to proceed, Mr. Warren?
I am.
Then let's move ahead before we waste any more of the court's time.
Ms. Bloom, according to your earlier testimony, you do not now know, nor have ever known, a Mr. Craig Johnson. Is that true?
That is correct.
Have you ever met the man?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I think you have. And this police report confirms it. Please turn to page 2 and read whose name is on the report.
My name, but I don't understand.
Let me refresh your memory. You were living in a small farming community. One day, dressed in your traditional clothing, you accompanied your father to the city of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Your father left you alone for a few minutes. A man, Craig Johnson, approached you and said he wanted to take your picture. You reacted with confusion. He explained that it was an instant camera and he wanted to give you take a couple of pictures so that you could keep one for yourself. Do you remember now?
This was the first time I'd ever been to a big town.
Do you remember Craig Johnson?
I remember this incident, yes, but...
Just answer the question, please. Do you remember Craig Johnson?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Johnson innocently took your hand and tried to let you examine the camera, and you started screaming.
Yes, I did, but...
You must have been very scared because a crowd gathered and the police were called. Do you remember that?
I was scared, yes.
And when the police asked you what happened, what did you say?
I didn't say anything because I didn't use my voice at that time.
Yes, but you were able to communicate in some way, Miss Bloom. Let me refresh your memory. You indicated that you thought he was going to attack you. Page 3, line 11. You thought he was going to attack you.
Because I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes, confused and scared.
Oh, I understand, Miss Bloom. I do. I think we all understand.
I'm as surprised to see him as you are.
Is that right?
Yes. My husband's being really silly because he thinks that I'm having something on the side, and then you show up.
Right.
Come in.
Sure.
Yeah.
I actually came by to ask you a favor. It's actually a pretty big favor.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Sounds important.
Yeah, it is. I am working on getting my medical license back.
That's great.
That's great.
Yeah, it will be if it ever happens, but it hasn't exactly been easy trying to convince the powers that be that I should be reinstated.
Oh, you mean because of Celeste?
Yeah.
Well, listen, tell me who to talk to, and I'll talk to them and tell them exactly what you did for me. I mean, you saved my life. I'll tell them.
I'm not quite sure that would do it, but thank you very, very much.
I will. I mean, it's the least I can do.
Thanks.
Well, you fill Vanessa in, and I gotta get going. I'll talk to you later, Bob.
Hey, you gonna trust me with him?
Good seeing you, Michael.
Good to see you.
I think.
Okay. Why did you not want him to know that I was coming over? Your tests came back clean. You're still in remission.
Good. That's good. But you and I both know that I probably won't stay that way.
Okay, Bob, why don't you get some coverage of people coming into the court?
Filler?
Yeah, we can run it over commentary later if we have to. Thanks. Dinah, what exactly are you doing here? Excuse me? I'm getting live coverage of the trial. What do you think?
Does Ross know that you're here?
Well, you know, my father doesn't notice much of me lately, so I'd have to say no.
Oh, but that's what this is all about. Daddy didn't jump, so you splashed his big case all over the evening news.
Wrong with you? What is the big deal?
Dinah, you are not an objective reporter. Knowing you're going to handle this thing like a tabloid
You know what?
event.
It is not my fault if my father has finally met his match.
You don't get it, do you? Ben doesn't give a damn about Abby or the truth. That's not why he's here.
Well, then why is he here? Why don't you fill me in, huh? You seem to know so much about him, and you still haven't told me what you were doing.